Hello and welcome to another episode of Learn About Port Wine. Today we are going to learn about learning about port wine. So let's get to it. I started my journey of learning about port wine shortly after we moved to Porto. And you can actually almost see our place from here. But I realized, though I did have a little bit of a wine background, I knew nothing about port. I had no idea how rich and complex the world of port wine was. So I just started out going to different tasting rooms and doing some of the cellar tours here in Gaia. And slowly but surely, I started to pick up some of the terminology, learn more about the production techniques, and learn like what was happening that made the wine so wonderful. There were also a couple trips to the Douro Valley where all the grapes are grown, which is an amazing place to visit, particularly if you are into wine. It's one of the most unique wine regions in the world, and it is breathtakingly beautiful. So couple that with various tasting opportunities around town, and I realized I wanted to take a more systematic approach to learning about port and learn what goes into it. And that's pretty much how this channel came to be. So learning about port, you certainly don't have to. Anyone can just enjoy a glass of wine and let it stop there. It's like anything else that you enjoy. A greater sense of knowledge can really increase your appreciation, and you just learn more about how the wine is made, what people have gone through. The history of port wine is just incredible. We will be covering that in future videos, but the bottom line is that it just helps you enjoy and appreciate the world of port wine a little bit more. As we've talked about, tasting wine is one of the best ways to learn about it. And unless you live in a major market, you're probably not going to have access to a lot of port wine tastings. So how do you get around that? Well, one thing is you can come visit us here in Porto and Gaia. There are multiple tasting opportunities here, and they are all done by passionate and well-educated people who care about port wine and love sharing it with people. If you are lucky enough to find yourself in Porto or Gaia, you can check out the wine school located at, wow, the World of Wine complex. The wine school offers professional level courses for those in the wine industry, but it also offers a regular list of walk-in tasting and education opportunities that are accessible to anyone regardless of their level of wine knowledge or their experience. As far as online resources go, anyone involved with port wine wishes there were more, but there are some good ones out there. Obviously, I'm going to tell you to start with this channel, but the very next place you should check out is schoolofport.com, link below. It is a relatively new initiative from Symington Family Estates, and they have two online courses, the Essentials and the Masters. And the fact that these courses are available free of charge with the level of instruction that they provide is really incredible, and you should absolutely take advantage of that. Another good resource is For the Love of Port. It is an online forum where port wine lovers share their information, share tasting experiences, bottle notes, trip notes, things like that. Link below for that as well. Special shout out to Roy Hirsch and all the work that he's put into making that with the other people at For the Love of Port. Another great resource is winefolly.com. They are not port wine specific, but they have some really, really good port wine videos on YouTube and port wine learning resources on their website. You can follow Matt Explores Wine on Instagram. He does a Tawny Tuesday every week where he tastes a different tawny port and talks about it. Other online options are most of the larger manufacturers have a lot of information on their website about the history of their house and information about port wine in general. There are several books. Most of the books that you are going to find about port wine tend to be references of vintage ports, but there are some instructional books that cover that as well as other topics. And the IVDP publishes several titles. One is Port Celebrating Life, which is a really good overview of the history of port, the role of the IVDP, and the importance of port in the world of wine. And they publish a graphic novel about the history and role of port wine. If you found today's video helpful, then please like it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when we drop some new content. Until next time, thanks for joining us here at Learn About Port Wine.